In this video we'll show how you can use the new option for row expanders to make a grid that looks like an accordion control. So you can see here what we have is actually a grid component and it looks like an accordion control, and when I click on one of the rows in the accordion opens up and displays some additional content. So this is actually a grid with a row expander, and here's how we made it look like an accordion control. So you can see that the first thing that we did here is if you look at the row expander, we've set the row expand method to be click row, the default, and this is a new property for version 11. The default is click icon, and if I choose click icon, then you can see it goes back to looking like a standard row expander over there with the little plus. But I've gone and I've chosen click row, which now means that a single click, that means that the row expander icon is hidden and a single click on the row causes it to open. Then in order to basically get the accordion to look like an accordion, I've gone and I've done a freeform layout for the grid, and let's take a look at how we did that. So I'm going to go back to design mode and then go back to fields, and you'll see that my customer ID field over there has a freeform template. So let's go look at the actual template that we've got, and if you can see here that in our template we've created a div. So there's the div over there. Let me just bring that down to the next line so that it's easier to see. So we've created a div, we've set the div width to be 6 inches and its height to be 0.2 inches, and we specified that the text inside the div should be vertically aligned, centered, and then we've set the class of the grid to be the same as grid titles, which gives us that gradient background, and then we've put these controls in the actual div itself, and that's how we basically get the gradient background on each accordion row, so to speak. And then finally you can see here we have an image that points downwards when the row is opened and points to the right when the row is closed, and that was done by basically making a dynamic image control. And then you can see here that the dynamic image either displays the mini navigate next or mini navigate down icon. It displays this icon if is row expanded of data.row number is false, and it displays the other icon if this evaluates to true. Now is row expanded is a JavaScript function that we defined locally. So it's a JavaScript function that tells us if the current row in the row expander is expanded or not expanded. So we can go now take a look at how we defined that JavaScript function, and you can see here's our JavaScript function over there, and it takes as an input a single parameter called row number, and we get a pointer to the element in the grid that has the grid ID dot row, and then say row 1 or row 2, row 3, and then underbar row expand tr, and then we're just checking whether that element, whether the style dot display is none, in which case we return true, otherwise we return false. So this, these 3 lines of JavaScript here tell us whether the current row in the grid is expanded, and that's all that's necessary to make this grid behave as though it were a data-driven accordion control. Thanks very much.